Hi beautifuls, welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology and everything else I cover is above on the screen. Now, we don't like long intros, so my contacts are directly below, and how to book, what, where, why, how has been all left to the end. Those of you who have clicked the link, I do automate posts to keep you in the loop as when I'm coming live and where I'm going to be. So without further ado, let's get into the update and the real reason you're here. Enjoy. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. Love to hear your feedback. Hi beautifuls, welcome back. Yes, we're here to do your update, and these are done this way on this occasion for the monthly due to the fact I am moving, but during the month I will be live and I will be back on video again, so apologies ahead of time. Without further ado, let's get into your update. Aries, welcome back for your love and general. We are going to cover both singles and couples, and those of you potentially even on the fence. This energy report is going to give you the critical information to help navigate this month moving into the month of October. So from September through to October, this is really your guided map, and this can be a very transformative time for your zodiac sign. In particular, we do have a lot of retrogrades at the moment, and we also have the fact that you have a lot of activations happening in your romance house, your contract house, as well as your health and your well-being. Now, those of you who are single, you may find during this time it's really important to have the give and take there. It's really important to feel as though you are understanding what your part is, what you can do to transform these things. But you can, during this time, if you are single, hear from blasts from the past. And this can be a time to really dig deep into what went down, what, where, why, how, and really resolve these things. Now, we are going to have a lot of planets retrograde, but again, this can be a real benefit to us because we are fine-tuning our life. We are going back down memory lane, and we are looking at the devil in the detail and having more empathy with that situation. I do feel for those of you really tuning into our romantic interests, this can be very reflective. We have been a little bit critical of ourselves at the moment, and I feel in your love life you're really wanting a give and take balance. But you also may have been super critical of yourself, but now you can be looking at the other person's viewpoint, where you stand in order to make decisions. So this can be a point where reconciliations can occur. I would say really go easy on it. Go easy and take your time to both investigate, to research, to really dive deep, but also try not to take things personal because we can have conversations lost in translation, especially during Mercury retrograde. And I do feel in your love life, you can, with love, career, and other energies, you may be very hot to trot this month. So you've got to really balance yourself out and have compassion and understanding, but really just communicate that to the people around you. And I feel it will really bridge that gap. Now, those of you in a coupledom, if it's conducive and if it's working in your mindset and things are flowing, I do feel this can be a deepening of the emotion. It can be a very passionate time, and there can be a renewal in this domain. Again, do keep the communication open, especially from the first week. Be mindful to really tie up loose ends really well and truly in the beginning of the month. So being organised is important, but also taking time for each other, because I do feel both parties, maybe the schedule might be super busy, the need and the desire will be there for you to be together. But, you know, being non-codependent would really help at this point. And it doesn't mean to say you are. It's just one of those months where it's going to be a balancing act. We can be internally integrating. Retrogrades can become quite personal to us, but we also can be looking at each other's side of the fence. Now, I do feel a lot of planning going on, but you do need to also pay close attention to your health so that the stress levels of what you're carrying doesn't get the better of you. Now, those of you on the fence, and I have had to mention this in a couple of videos, and really I wish I hadn't all of them, because we are having Mercury retrograde in Libra, and we will be looking at these things, but especially in your zodiac sign, if things aren't feeling conducive to you, and if you felt that this is really imbalanced, I do feel with the new moon in Virgo, it's going to give you an opportunity to look at what you can do, and it's really where we own our power. It can be where we actually have to admit, okay, mate, I have got this cross-wired. Is this directly impacting my health? What can I do to change this? And journaling really at this point can be really beneficial. If you find that you're super busy, turn your phone on and record your feelings and emotions and go back to listen to them, you know, a couple of days later when you're more grounded, so that you can hear yourself and you can hear how you directly are feeling. And I feel this is really going to dig deep and help you liberate yourself into a healthier way of being. For some of you, this can be a left and right, where you feel physically the connection is not for you and you have felt that way for a while. And I feel through that, you're really honoring and acknowledging what is correct. But I do feel you'll be super attractive this month, Aries, and you can really be ushering in conducive energies that relate more so to you. Now, similar themes can be playing out on the work front, and it is important. I hope you've been organized, Aries, because with Mercury going retrograde in the house of Libra, you may have way too much on your plate and feel like you're cramming homework. You are made for this, and I do feel you have the task and the ability, especially because Mars is entering Libra on the 14th. You'll have the energy to do such, and I feel if you can operate from that Libra point of view and be partial and understanding and be able to balance, it's going to teach you a lot about yourself. I do feel both Libra and Aries are going to be probably better at this because your shadow sign is Libra. But if you find that your employment isn't really resonating with you, this can be a time where you can have new beginnings and really tackle it. But it can be where you get things on board and you're having a lot coming at you at once. But any problem that does arise is going to show you a solution. So by tackling it, you can be avoiding a bigger term problem future tense. So there's reasons why we have these transits. So it will benefit you in the long run. For those of you seeking employment, this will be the time in the first week to really network. Really, between 1 to 2 weeks, we have a window. After that, things on this front can become extremely confusing. You may be less motivated and less inclined to, because you can potentially see the yin to the yang, the good to the bad. And so it can create more confusion than productivity. If you are really certain about what you do need to do, keep it in mind during Mercury retrograde so that your actions, your words are in balance and alignment with that of what you need to do. And try and be really patient. Understand that there can be some delays. Now, I also feel you may be more inclined to eat the finer things in life, especially as Uranus and Taurus went retrograde, and we do have Venus in Libra until we move further in where it will be transiting into the house of Scorpio. So really with your diet and nutrition, look after your nerves, look after your intensity. Intensity can be coming from external sources. So, you know, working too hard, eating on the run, things to that degree can come through, but also eating slower. You may find indigestion and things to that degree can come through. So by looking after your health and nutrition, it's going to benefit you with the stress levels at work, but we will talk about that a little bit further in the report. Now, I'm also seeing, providing you are, doing what you need to do, some of you could actually receive more money, but it's the steps and being able to take them and maybe even finding a creative solution in order to solve a problem, and that can be at work. The analytical mind may have been really dealing with one particular task, and it can close and finalize this month. Very separately, your emotions at home, if they are not balanced and you are currently working from home, it can be a time where, again, if you structure and have a look at a creative way that you can do what you're doing, again, you will find solutions. But this can also link to all things, a bit like a food pyramid, as within, as without. Yes, the people and energy around you this month, Aries, is going to be very important. So if you find that people are not respecting your boundaries, and if you find that there has been intensity around those connections, this month may be the month to make that major decision so that you can get your health back on board and have that direct movement. If it is affecting your psychology, it can come to a tension point towards the end of the month. but we'll talk about the moon phases at the end. Now, as for your health, like I mentioned, at the beginning of the month, I would say be careful with your eating. If you're eating on the run, try and prepare your food over the weekend so that you can have go-to foods. Also, eat slower. I'd also say practice good PPE. Cross-contamination and things to that degree can come up with the 6th house. But overall, you can find that you can be turning over a new leaf and feeling a lot better towards mid-month and into October. So that's beneficial. Separately, I do feel a lot of you will be looking at the way that you are showing up in the world. You can be looking at your fitness levels, the need to balance, the need to have environments balanced too. So yes, both with food and with people, places and things, it is going to be deeply important. It won't just be that of what is within your control. It can be environmental, so to speak. So pay attention to that. Take some personal time for self if you need to, and definitely keep organized, but expect changes, delays, and frustrations, but it is developmental, so it will benefit us in the long run. Now, as for the moon phases, let's get into the moon phases and give you a heads up how you can balance it with your health, your love life, and other areas so that you can cope with the month of September. Now, all that Virgo energy we were having, it is coming to a head and it will come to a peak point, and that's through the new moon in Virgo on the 7th of September. Now, for you, yes, all those hard yards you've been putting in, all that hard work, you can start reaping rewards. You also can have major breakthroughs when it does come to healing and where it does come to finding solutions to problems. It's almost like light bulb moments. When it does come down to health, when it relates to the 6th house, I do feel you could be super strict with yourself at the moment. I'm really turning over a new leaf, maybe not being so critical towards yourself, maybe understanding that sometimes it can be our part, sometimes it can be another person's part, but there is a new beginning here. And although through the years we talk about the moon phases, new moons are positive things, to have a new beginning, it can feel emotional. And what's been happening in the collective relating to our health and well-being has been deeply frustrating. So you might have had a lot more responsibility on you, so to speak, and it has really taken a toll. So there can be some reprieve, but it's also asking you to know that, yes, we do have our own personal minds, our own personal feelings, and come October, we can see a bigger change. Now, the bigger change not only will come down to you, it will come down to what is happening in the world. So we can see some shifts, some reprieve, but definitely these transformations of rebirths of what's happening in the world can take a little bit of time. So try and be patient, but nevertheless, there can be cross wires with new rules and regulations, especially at work. I do feel whatever you're dealing with from an analytical point of view, I do feel there is a new beginning coming, so it can be positive. Separately, towards the end of the month on the 20th, we do have the full moon in Pisces. So I would highly advise really surrounding yourself with positive people, but also finding healthy ways to deal with your stress levels. It can be purgatory, but you can have major breakthroughs. So try and keep grounded for that one and use amethyst. Otherwise, I'll see you through the month. Thanks for joining YILDIZ Readings. If you do need to find the link for the Members Hub, it is directly below in the information box, or you can see above on the screen, it's on the main page. Now, we have 3 tier levels, as well as on Fridays, we are live on the main platform. By clicking the bell, I automate posts for both the members and the main page, plus any additional information I feel you need. The website is been updated and we do have a lot more content on it, as well as new products coming in 2022. If you do want to join webinars, we have the list, as well as the launch of the Age of Aquarius with the VIP list. For all my other media content, follow me live on the links below. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we all have it covered, and we have more content coming. See you during the week.